Culture evolves at the speed of light, just like your financial needs. When it comes to your money, Credit Karma keeps you in the know and ahead of the game. You can count on Credit Karma to keep up with your financial needs as they evolve. We'll help you monitor your progress and give personalized recommendations so you can make strides towards your goals and find your way to money. Make sure you're on the right track, no matter where you are on your financial journey. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for listening again to When Reality Hits with Jax and Brittany.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon.
We are having a ball talking every single Tuesday. This has been so much fun. A lot of you have probably seen, I'm so happy we can finally talk about it now, that we have a new series on Peacock. Woo-woo!
It's a lot of fun. We've been having a lot of fun filming the show.
So much fun. It's called Watch with Brittany Cartwright and Jax Taylor. We literally got paid to sit on our couch and watch TV and gossip.
I mean, I thought reality TV was the best job ever, but this is literally the best job ever. I literally have to go downstairs and sit on my couch.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We got to, so far we've done 3 episodes. Hopefully people love it and we'll get to do more, fingers crossed. But what we do is we go down, sit on our couch. We watch 3 episodes that hadn't been aired yet, so everyone got to see our real reaction and our real thoughts, our commentary. And it was just so funny because Jax, we've talked about this before, but Jax like hardly ever watched the Vanderpump Rules show, even whenever we were on it. So for him to actually sit down and watch it was just so funny to me.
I can't lie, I really got into it. I was really into it. It's a lot, man. I got to tell you guys, it's so much. It's so nice not being involved in that mess sometimes. Like just to be able to sit on the outside and give my 2 cents.
It's a different perspective for us, for sure.
It was a lot of fun though, and it's fun just being able to critique and just talk and gossip about it and not being involved.
Yeah, like the drama wasn't on us. But my anxiety still like raises for our friends. You know, I'm like, oh my god, like watching certain things. You know, it really, I don't know. It just brought back a lot of memories and a lot of crazy things. Because now, whenever we watch reality TV, where we've done it for so long, we know like, okay, they have to sit there and wait before they're allowed to walk in on their entrance. You know what I mean?
Right. There's a lot of hurry up and wait in reality TV. But we did film. We can't talk about the wedding that aired.
Yeah. So far, the episode where we watched Sheena's wedding aired, and it was a beautiful wedding. We had so much fun.
We had a great time. A lot of people asked, how come you guys didn't film? We just chose not to be part of the filming for that. They asked us if we wanted to, and we just kind of didn't want to take away from Sheena and Brock's wedding. We didn't want to make it.
I just think we weren't ready yet either.
Yeah, and we weren't really ready. We just kind of just wanted to enjoy. It was a really fun vacation, and we just wanted to make it.
Yeah,
them, you know? We
stayed at the resort right next door so that we were able to come over for the wedding. But that's why we weren't at like every single event, because we just weren't ready to start filming yet. It was very weird to see all the cameras and stuff there, but it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
So fun seeing all the production crew again, and the camera crew, and it was nice seeing everybody again. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and just doing that show where we got to sit down and like chill and have our snacks. And Cruz made his first cameo on TV ever.
Yeah, it was it was a lot of fun. Like I said, and the production crew was really cool. They came in, they set everything up, and it was just, like I said, it was the coolest job ever. I mean, who wouldn't want to just work from home, sitting on your couch, watching reality TV shows and talking about them? I mean,
it was just the best thing. We always, because me and Jax love 90 Day Fiancé, and we always talked about how we would love to do the People's Couch for 90 Day Fiancé, and then come to find out we got to do it for Vanderpump Rules, and it was just so much fun.
It is really, really cool. I love doing it. Like I said, I hope we get to do more.
And it's funny because like they're our friends, but we're still seeing it from a different view.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we hear the stories, but whenever it's all pieced together on a TV show, it's so much different than like what you think it's going to be like. We had that issue whenever even we were on the show, because you remember it a certain way, but if you don't go back and actually watch how it was edited and put together, you might not sound like you even know what you're talking about.
And now watching it, knowing everything that we know now, what's going on with the Scandival thing, it's like you get to see like, oh my gosh, how did I not catch this? Or how did they not catch this? Or now you're like, oh my gosh, it's so obvious.
Hey, Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, I know.
Looking for Easter eggs. It became a meme over the holiday Easter this past week. So it was me picking up the Easter eggs, looking for the Easter eggs. I keep saying that because you know what that means, Jax, right?
I do know what it means.
Okay.
Now,
but you didn't at first.
You would think, and Andy Cohen came
looking
on.
for the hidden clues.
Andy Cohen went on his podcast and said they didn't. It may seem like it, but they did not recut the show. So
I don't know.
I don't think Andy would lie about that.
Yeah,
so
but I don't know.
And watching it, you're just like, holy cow! I mean, how did we not pick up on all this? This is crazy.
It's just been a lot, but it was a very fun job for us, and we still get to be a little bit a part of it. So make sure you tune in on Thursdays on Peacock and have fun with us because it's like we're watching it with you.
Yeah, and like I said, I get really, really into it.
Jax comes from never watching it to wanting to know what's going on all the time.
Speaking of that exact topic right now, Kayla Barnes wants to know what other reality shows you'd like to watch.
Ooh, great question.
Well, we definitely, like we said, we love the 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of 90 Day Fiancé.
All of them are pretty much good. The Other Way, like, they're just all funny.
There's 100 different ones.
Yeah.
The Other Way, this way, The Single Life. Now we're going back this way, the other way and the other way. Going back the other way. Like, there's so many different varieties of it. And now what I'm noticing on that show is nobody wants to come to America anymore. They all want to go back and live overseas, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's The Other Way, the 90 Day The Other Way. And we have like some friends that we've met. Like Angela. We call her Big Titty Angela. We've actually hung out with her, which we love her. She's one of our favorite on 90 Day Fiancé. We'll have to have her on the podcast eventually because she is just a hoot. Yeah. I mean, that girl is good reality TV.
She is.
And I think about Angela, I think she was on like Jerry Springer or something back in the day. So I would love to like dive into that because she is just something else.
Yeah, and Lexi and Lauren.
Yes, Lexi and Lauren. We love them.
They seem like a really cool couple.
Thank God, by the way, that they won the MTV award.
Oh, wait, can we talk about that for a
second? Best
second?
couple instead of Tom and Ariana.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. So they were up for,
I think, best couple or
it's something about like best reality couple or something like
at the MTV Awards. I think last year or the year before. Yeah,
and it was between Tom and Ariana and Alexi and Lauren.
And a couple other people.
But could you imagine if Tom and Ariana would have won that?
Yeah, that would have been crazy. But Lauren and Alexi deserved it. I mean, they just had their third baby. Yeah. She's so sweet. We always make plans to meet with each other whenever she comes to LA. And I think I had COVID one time and then something else happened the next time. But I love them.
Yeah, they seem like a really cool couple. I'd love to hang out with them.
But yeah, so 90 Day Fiancé, you love a bunch of like weird stuff that I don't like.
Sometimes I fall into random holes when it comes to reality. I hate to admit this.
Are we only talking reality or are we going to talk about other shows that we like?
There's this new show that we started watching called
Jury Duty.
Jury Duty.
With James Marsden.
So funny.
It is so funny. It reminds me so much of The Office, which is like our all-time favorite like background show. Office and Friends are our background. We call them our background shows because you don't even have to look at the TV. You know what's going on. Yeah. But yeah, James Marsden, he kind of reminds me of you. His character that he plays on that show kind of reminds me of Jax because he's like talking about himself and like, I hate to say
you don't hate to say it.
That's gonna sound funny, but like I don't know, just the way he was like announcing it and like how he's not part of like the main jury, so he feels like left behind. It's just very funny. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to, because it's funny. And if you watch it, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, saying that his character is kind of like Jack.
And I think the last one is 60 Days In. It's on A&E. It's about these police officers or these regular people just go into jail and have to.
They're kind of spying.
They're spying. They want to see how the drugs are coming into jail.
Yes. Kind of dangerous.
It is very, very dangerous, and it's literally 60 days in, and
they don't normally make it all of the 60 days, but some of them do.
Anyway, it's on A&E. It's an incredible show. It's very interesting, but those are the go-to shows right now. Yeah, these
people act like they are like thieves and stuff, and like are actually in prison and have to like keep up this front that they are supposed to be in jail. That would be so hard. I mean, that would be so hard. I think for after being on reality for so long, it just like it makes you watch it differently. Because we know all the secrets and all the little things, all the little hidden gems that go into reality TV.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. Jax, I really think that this BetterHelp could have helped you a long time ago whenever you were trying to figure out who your therapists were going to be on Vanderpump Rules, because that did not work out for you. But this app, BetterHelp, just has so many different options and so many different ways that it can help you.
And it's online.
It's all online. I mean, that is just like so easy, so convenient, so perfect. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try.
It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, which I love that because if you're not getting along with your therapist, you can switch it out without any additional charge. That is such a great option that they give.
Yeah, I love that. Discover your potential with BetterHelp.
Visit BetterHelp.com/realityhits today to get 10% off of your first month.
That's BetterHelp. HELP.com/realityhits.
I'm Lola.
And I'm Megan.
And we're the hosts of Trust Me, Cults, Extreme Belief, and Manipulation. We both have childhood cult experiences, and we're here to debunk the myths about people who join them
and show that anyone can be manipulated.
Our past interviews include survivors and former members of the Manson family,
NXIVM,
MS-13, Teal Swan,
Heaven's Gate, Children of God,
and the Branch Davidians. Join us every week as we help you spot the red flags.
Get new episodes of Trust Me every Wednesday on PodcastOne
or wherever you get your podcasts.
Did y'all grow up watching like Real World, or what was your introduction to reality TV when you were kids growing up?
Oh, yeah. I think like the first ones I can remember, like I liked Jersey Shore and I liked Laguna Beach. Laguna Beach was like probably like my first like big one. Kristen Cavallari and Lauren Conrad and all them. Like I was so into that. I was like, I want to be them so bad. Little did I know I was going to be on a reality TV show down the road.
I'm a little older than you, so it started with Real World for me.
Oh, I watched the Real World too. And the challenges.
I never watched the challenge, but the Real World was a starter for me with Puck. He was like the very first episode.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I used to race home from school, like literally race home from school, come up to my room, put on MTV, watch a little bit of MTV. Oh,
TRL. You had to wait for your song to come on. You had to wait all day for your favorite song to come on.
And my favorite part was like on MTV was Spring Break. And I was on it too, actually, with Tom Sandoval.
You and Tom Sandoval were on an episode of Spring Break,
MTV.
On
Spring Break in Miami, and the song, the song.
I'm so jealous.
The song of the summer was "In the Club," and Tom and I are doing. It was called Fashion. I think it was like Fashionably Loud. It was a runway show on the beach at one of the hotels, and the song of the summer was "In the Club" by 50 Cent. It was like the biggest song. But yeah, I was on MTV Spring Break.
Oh my gosh, awesome. I watched that every single year. So the fact that you were one of the people that were on there is hilarious to me.
We loved it. It was a great time.
You've actually done so many little things here and there that people probably don't even realize. Like, people don't know this, but Jax was painted from head to toe silver with a big world over his shoulder in Britney Spears' music video.
Onyx Hotel tour.
So whenever Britney Spears comes down the steps, you see Jax there, all in silver, holding a big world.
That was my first job in Miami modeling, and I know the next day she got married to some guy. Literally the next day, she married a guy named Jason.
It was the one when she was married for like a day, right?
She was married for a day, but that was my first job modeling in Miami. I want to say it was 2002, 2003, somewhere in there. I will fact check that later. But that was my first job in the Britney Spears.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you got to Google Onyx Hotel Britney Spears and look for Jax because it just cracks you up.
It's very quick.
Your body was banging though.
Oh, youth.
Sexy.
Youth.
You were on Desperate Housewives, which is one of my all-time favorite shows.
Yeah.
You were dating Edie Britt, right?
Well, she was kind of flirting with me. And
she was flirting with you at the bar.
Yeah, I did a lot of fun things. And we had to do a lot of stuff, to make it in this town. You have to have
What's your favorite thing that you've done aside from like Vanderpump Rules?
Probably the cover for Assassin's Creed. I was on the cover for the video game Assassin's Creed. I was the guy. And
that's
still
cool.
Have that. That was really, really cool. I've done a lot of just random cool things. Probably that though. The Assassin's Creed video game.
What was the other music video you were in?
Hey There Delilah. Plain White Tees.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that was another one. I've done a lot of weird things.
I feel like everybody in LA does a little thing here and there.
You got to because it's expensive to live here, so you got to have your hands in many different pots. So
you were in a lot of background stuff and like CSI and stuff like that too.
They used to call me the background dog. Me and Schwartz, we used to do it all the time. We were background dogs. So it was just another job, another form of income while we were trying to figure out what we were going to do with our lives.
Yeah.
So we would bartend at night and do background work during the day.
I mean, it's crazy to think because now that we live in LA, we see so much of the other side of the filming, I guess, but like they have to pay every single person on set, right? Everybody in the background. So if it's like a big set and like a bunch of people, you got to think every single person there is getting paid.
Everybody's getting paid. And at that time, so Tom and I were union, so we're $160 for the day. $160.
And you could be there all day long,
and if you're non-union, it's $45.
Oh.
So if you're just working 9, $45. So, I mean, even $160 for the day. I mean, you're 8 hours, $160. But again,
you make more than that bartending it, sir.
This is 2005, 2006, 2007.
Yeah, but you got to do that stuff to get noticed here, I guess.
You got to do what you got to do. And like I said, you're involved with it. So you're getting a little bit closer to that taste of acting. So at least you get to be involved in these sets. And it was fun being around actors.
Did you really want to be an actor or a model?
I didn't care. I just wanted to be part of it. Yeah, I just wanted to be part of it and like involved with it and being around actors and like being around it all, trying to figure out if I really wanted to do it. And like I'm terrible at memorizing lines, so I don't think
gosh, he is the absolute worst. Whenever I have to help him with like his ads for social media, we get in fights every time.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Because he cannot remember his lines. I will literally say his lines for him, like click my link below and use code blah 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 and then he will go to do it and cannot remember right after.
It's awful.
And he gets embarrassed whenever I watch him. I don't know how you ever did lines trying to be an actor.
Even doing cameos, I can't. I have to go out into the car in the driveway and sit in the car.
He won't let me watch him. I have to be like in a whole separate room.
She makes me laugh. So, and then I feel like embarrassed.
I laugh at him and he gets embarrassed over it.
8 years, still get embarrassed.
It's cute though.
Yeah.
I like it.
You mentioned Tom Schwartz just a second ago. Peggy Vansquig wants to know if Schwartz is mad at you, Jax, for talking about Scandival.
He is not mad at me, not that I know of. I mean, I literally just talked to him yesterday. He is in Florida, hanging out with his family. Looks like he's doing very well. I was worried about him a little bit because Coachella was this weekend, and I'm like, Tom, please don't go to Coachella. Of course, I'm not going to tell him. I'm not his parent, but he needs a little bit of a break physically and mentally from all the drama. And I felt, and when I saw his picture, he sent me a picture of him with his 2 brothers in Florida. I was like, oh, thank God you're in Florida. Thank God you're away from this mess.
Well, obviously, if he's texting you photos, he's not mad.
Texting me. He was texting me photos, sending me pictures of chicken wings and him and his brothers. And and I'm just so happy he's doing really well. And his mom even reached out to me. I told you, I don't know if I mentioned this before, and she's worried about him too. She's just worried about his mental health and everything that's going on. So I feel like I'm not always best friend. I like to look out for him, and I want to make sure he's doing okay. And I'm just happy that he's trying to, escape from it a little bit.
Yeah, but he's obviously not mad at you.
No,
that's
he's
the
not
question.
Mad at me. The question was if he was mad at me.
Yeah.
No, he's not. No.
Which also I want people to know, like we've talked to Ariana about this. We've talked to Sheena, Lala, and everybody, and like they all love that we're talking about it. No, everybody they know that we got their backs, and it's just been.
Well, everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, everybody
is. Everybody's kind of chiming in their own opinions.
Yeah, because it's everywhere. I mean, you have to chime in about it.
Yeah, I just felt the need to, ask them first, just so we don't look like we're just jumping on the bandwagon like everybody else
also
is.
Even with our new show that came out on Peacock, I made sure that they all knew that we were doing it too, and they love it. They've all texted me to say they watched it. They thought it was hilarious. So we got respect for our friends. We're just, everybody wants to know what's going on. It's the juicy gossip right now.
It is. I think it's dying down a little bit though.
Yeah, for sure. And she's doing great, so that's all that matters.
She looked good. If we're talking about Ariana right now, I saw some pictures at Coachella. She looks like she's having a great time.
Yeah, so cute. Okay, so our son, honey, is officially 2. We had his birthday the weekend before, so that it didn't fall on Coachella weekend. But on the 12th, he turned 2. No more counting months. Whenever somebody asks how old our son is, we don't have to be like 13 and a half months anymore. Now it's just 2. He's 2.
There's nothing that bothers me more as a parent. Well, as a new parent, I go to the playground and people are talking, oh, how's your kid? How old's your kid? And I'll always get some mother that'll be like, my kid is 37 months, 2 days, and 4 minutes. I'm like, I don't really want to do math. Yeah. Can you just say
tell me how
your
old.
Kid's 3, okay? Your kid is 3 years old. Don't say, well, he's 16 and a half months. Like, I don't want to do math.
I know, and I suck at math, and I'm like sitting here being like, okay, 12 is a year.
Carry the 2 plus 4. Okay, so your kid's 2. Like, come on, just say your kid's 3.
But now that he's officially 2, we're just going with 2 from here on out. And then he'll be 3. Maybe I'll say 2.5. At some point. But right now he is 2, and it's the best thing ever. Like, he just is growing every single day. Like, it's just the best thing that's ever happened to me.
His little outfits that he got for his birthday, we started putting him on him. He looks like he's 10. He's got these little basketball shorts now and these little outfits he's wearing. I'm like,
he looks like he's like ready to go to soccer practice or t-ball practice, and I cannot wait to be that parent that's got like the cowbell and the blowhorn and the shirts that say Cruz's mom. I'm going to embarrass the crap out of him. It's going to be so fun.
On the topic of parenting, Julia McKee Krupa sent in this message. I'm about to give birth, if it all goes well, to a baby boy.
Oh, congrats.
How was the first month or two?
Oh, goodness.
Well, keep in mind we were during the pandemic.
Yeah. So, I was kind of like going towards the end, but we were still like pretty much locked down. But for me, I would say there's a lot of things that women do not talk about. For like after the first, just whenever you come home from the hospital, we're going to be honest here and talk about how when you have to go to the bathroom, it is so painful. So be prepared for that, because I don't think women really talk about it enough. Like, obviously, it's going to be the best day of your entire life. It is going to be the most incredible moment. As soon as that baby lays on your chest, you are just going to cry the tears of joy. I mean, it was absolutely the best day, even though I had a very painful and could feel everything and epidurals didn't work and this and that. It was still the best day of my life. And I know it's going to be that way for you too. But I will say the aftercare after you have a baby vaginally is a lot. It's very painful. Jax was always like, what are you doing in there? You get all the spray bottles and all the different things that you have to use and stuff. But
I was there for the full pregnancy. I watched it all. I had 3 iPads going. The delivery.
Yeah.
I had 3 iPads going. I had a couple iPhones going. I had my mother-in-law filming. We filmed the whole thing. We have it on there. It was. I got to say, it's very impressive. It's a very, very impressive thing. Nothing really shocks me like blood and stuff like that. But what I did get a little cringy was the epidural. Watching that thing go in her back was like some Terminator bullshit. Like, I was like,
and then it didn't work, and they had to take it out and redo it. I was like, oh my God, there's a metal rod going in her back. And it was like, I was like, holy Jesus, like this is crazy. But that freaked me out more than the actual birth. Like that was wow. Yeah. I mean, it was like the amount of pain that women can endure is incredible. Like, we are amazing. Women are absolutely amazing. After I gave birth, Jax was just like so amazed by me.
I was just like, how did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I pushed for a long time. If men were
responsible for giving birth, we would have the world would be over.
No, you're babies compared to us.
Oh.
Like, even when Jax is sick or anything, I barely even believe that he's sick, because
every time I'm sick, and I end up being really, really sick, and she never believes me.
Yeah, but going back to her question, she asked like the first 2 months, like postpartum, I would think that just like taking care of yourself, and you are going to be in a lot of pain still, but the thing is that your baby just means so much to you that it doesn't matter. And now whenever I look back to those times, I'm just talking about it because a lot of women don't talk about it, and I want you to be prepared, but it doesn't even feel like it happened anymore. Like, after it's over, like, you forget how much pain you were in, you forget all that, because now you have this little bundle of joy, and it is just worth every single thing that you ever have to go through. It's amazing.
I'm going to be the dad here because I'm the cheapskate. Don't overbuy. That's what we did. Obviously,
I bought 13 pairs of Nikes whenever I was pregnant.
There was no reason. Half the stuff we bought, we never even used. Again, we were during the pandemic.
First baby, too. We'll learn.
Okay, but we were also sitting on the couch for a lot. We were bored. Obviously, nothing to do.
Buying everything.
We were buying. I mean, we bought a spatula for the butt. Like, it was a butt spatula. Like, the stupidest things we purchased. Like, we spent
it's
so
that
much.
You don't get the
I know what it's
the
for.
butt paste on your fingers.
I know, but there's like so many.
I don't think I ever used it though.
What I suggest is just buy as you need. Don't overbuy. Like,
yeah, but parents, especially moms, you do this thing called nesting, and it's like where you want to have everything perfect. It's almost every single parent goes through it,
but
where
your
you want to
kid
have
lives in a
everything
onesie.
perfect beforehand.
Our kid was in a onesie.
I know,
for
but
6
think about
months.
it. We were so prepared. We had everything that we could have needed. We did not need anything. Now for the next one, he's going to be just like, he or she's going to be just rolling around, and we'll be like, you're fine.
We're not buying anything because we have everything. Girl or boy, doesn't matter.
Hey, those 13 shoes, whatever. If I have a girl or boy, they're wearing them too, so it's fine. But yeah, just be ready. Congratulations, and just be ready for the best moment of your entire life.
It's a lot of fun, and your world changes for the best.
Yeah, for the best. It's definitely changed us.
Oh, yeah. Tell your significant other, get your rest now, because sleep as much as you can.
Jax, you still sleep 24/7.
That's true.
And you were sleeping in the hospital room while I was going, I was in so much pain. You were over there sleeping and eating. Why is it that every man does that? You see all the women in their hospital bed get ready to push out a baby, and anytime they're taking videos or anything, like, all the men are sitting over there eating their McDonald's. Women can't even eat until they have the baby. As for our roles as parents, what do you think?
What is our role as parents?
I think we're we're pretty equal.
I think we are for the most part.
Yeah, you're a great dad. I know I'm a great mom, so.
I think it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Again, like, you look at it today versus when our parents, it's a different role. A lot of people are working from home nowadays. So
we get to spend a lot of time with Cruz. We're very fortunate for that.
When I grew up, I barely saw my dad. I saw him on the weekends, and he
working 9 to 5.
He checked in with me on the weekends. I don't think I even had a full conversation with my dad until I was 10. So, because he'd be like, "How you doing? Okay, got to go to work." So I never really saw my dad until the weekends. But now, like I said, a lot of people are working from home, so it's kind of a split 50-50 now. So, I love it.
He's a mama's boy.
He is a mama's boy, but gosh, I couldn't imagine like.
You're very hands-on, and I appreciate that so much because a lot of dads are not very hands-on. They're still great dads, but they might not be like as willing to change diapers or take baths with the babies or, do like certain things like that. And you're very hands-on with that, which I appreciate.
Like I said, it's a team effort, and you don't want to burn each other out. So, you do what I love doing. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I've never ever rolled my eyes or I've never said anything. I'm always, doing what, obviously everything that I'm supposed to be doing. And I know it sounds really weird, but you do get a lot of dads that are kind of like, or
aren't involved whatsoever.
Yeah, there's a lot more fathers that...
I got some friends back home who have some shitty baby daddies.
Yeah. And it's really sad because, you do this and you make a pact and you're going to say, listen, it's time to be parents, and then they see you later.
I know. So I'm very grateful for
I don't know.
honey.
I gotta say, single moms, and I know a lot of single moms, especially Brittany's friends. There's a lot of single moms. Gosh,
amazing.
They are absolutely heroes. They are heroes. I don't know how they do it, especially with multiple kids and have full-time jobs. All Brittany's friends that are single parents, I bow down to them. And I always say, look, they can do it. We can do it.
I know. He throws it in my face all the time. Well, if this friend could do it or blah, 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 I'm like, hush.
And we just have to thank our lucky stars that we have both of us that are there. But
man,
single moms out there,
amazing.
You guys are amazing.
I even think about people. Whenever I like take Cruz by myself, like to Kentucky, I've taken him by myself a couple times, and like traveling and everything just can be difficult without somebody helping you. So just like more props to everybody who does all that on their own. There's some dads out there who take full responsibility, meaning like even the moms back out, and there's some dads who do it all too. So there's definitely
not knocking the fathers, but you always hear a little bit more about the mothers.
Exactly.
That's all. So
exactly.
You know what someone talked to me about the other day? Someone said, what's it like going on vacation with your kids? What do you think about that? And I'm going to tell you what I think.
I think it's easier to go on the plane with just me and Cruz than having you tag along.
Okay, first of all, that's not what I was talking about. Going on vacation with your kids is not a vacation. You're basically taking your kid to another city. Yeah, but hold on. We got to talk about how you act going to the airport. Jax gets so weird before we travel or do anything. He always gets really mean. You get very mean before we travel. And until we get to the place and like we're actually through the gate and through the security, then he like chills out and starts to act normal. Like traveling with you is so hard sometimes. Every man is the same. We like to be on time.
You are one of those like airport dads that they talk about.
Yes.
Like you're so one of those, but you get so stressed out and you make everything harder than it has to be.
I know I do that, but my dad was the same way.
I don't know why you do that. Why do you do that?
Just because it's like I was brought up that way. You get ready early. The suitcases are packed. The car's ready. Full tank of gas.
Yeah, but you
get
don't
here
have
at
to
a certain
stress
time.
everybody else out doing that.
I know. I do that, but it's just I can't be calm when I travel. Everything has to happen the way it's supposed to happen.
So like having you there whenever I travel with Cruz is easier because like meaning you can help me with the stroller and stuff like that. But if it wasn't for the stroller, I'd be just fine.
Now, see, like Brittany takes
but he
forever
stresses the entire time until we go.
Because you take so long to get ready, and your friends vouch for this. Everybody knows this. You take hours to get ready.
I get distracted whenever I'm getting ready. Like I'll start like doing my makeup, and then hey, I'm going to talk to this person, or I'm going to look at this on Instagram, or I'm going to do this. I get so distracted. I need to focus whenever I'm getting ready.
And I keep saying, remember,
I'm not punctual. I'm not. That's something I got to work on is being better with like my timing. But that's something that me and Jax fight about all the time.
Oh, it's probably, I would say, the top 3-4 things we argue about is your time management.
But you also don't realize that I am a woman who has hair down to my butt, and like I have to get ready and put makeup on. And you could take a shower and be ready in 5 minutes.
Listen, I understand that, but if you got to be ready by 4 o'clock, then you guess what? Get up at 2 o'clock. Or get up at whatever.
And I've started getting ready like 3 hours ahead of time.
But if you know you have to be ready at that time, then you just got to say, well,
I feel like I'm getting better as I've had Cruz.
sometimes, but we still have the arguments like, listen, I have to like say, listen, we got to be out the door in 10 minutes. We got to be out the door in 5 minutes. You got 3 minutes, letting you know. I'm like, I literally yell through the house. This is how much.
Yeah, and that could cause like some, as you can see, that would cause some like drama at our house sometimes.
Time management. There's just something with me. I hate being late, and I love being on time for things.
But you also do these things where you'll wait until the last minute, and then all of a sudden, like, say we're having people over or something that day, and you're like, oh, gotta go to the grocery store now. And then you just leave, and I'm like still getting ready, and I have the baby, and I have all this stuff going on, but nope, Jax is going to the grocery store. And then you come home and like, why aren't you ready? I'm like, well, you are here to help me. He's getting mad. I'm calling him out.
All right.
It's true, though, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess this kind of goes along with, who runs the house.
Me.
I mean, I think every parent, every family, every couple is different when it comes to who runs the house. I think, yes.
Me.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. For me, it's easier for you to run the house. First of all, I don't want to argue as much as we argue. I don't like arguing. I think it's just easier if you run the house. I have these conversations with my buddies all the time.
You also don't like to plan things or organize things or book things.
Because if I do it.
I literally do all of that for us.
Because if I do it and it's wrong, it's my fault. That way, if you do it and you mess up, it's your fault. It's not my fault. And 9 times out of 10, I would say 99.9% of the time, you and I like the same things.
Oh, yeah.
So whether it's traveling, whether it's TV shows, whether it's dinner, whether it's where we go, we like the same things. There's nothing that's different other than the music we listen to. We like pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's just easier for you to do it all. And like I said, I hate to say this.
It's easier for me to do it all.
It is because it's like, the happy wife, happy life. I know people say that all the time, but that's so freaking true.
It is true.
So freaking true. It's just so much easier that she does it all. It's just so easy. Like I said, you just go along with it and whatever. And
I like that philosophy.
And if something goes wrong, guess whose fault it is? It's yours, not mine.
Whatever. I do good at planning the stuff, though.
And it's very rarely that I'll say, hey, listen, I want to do this. But very rarely I'll say, hey, listen, I like all this, but I want to do this. And you're really good about it. You'll be like, okay, he wants to do this. He never really speaks up for something he wants to do. I'll do it. And like,
you're sounding like a little battered housewife.
Well, no, like I don't like to go out as much as I used to anymore.
Yeah.
I don't. And so I'll be, hey, listen, do you mind if I go out with the guys tonight? I have to
ask my permission.
I have to ask her permission. Like I have to psych myself up. I'm like, okay, the guys just asked me.
And I never care.
And she doesn't care. But in my head, I'm like, okay, have I done enough this week? Did I take care of the baby enough this week? Did I do all my chores that I'm supposed to do?
I realize you do feel guilty if you leave and like if I take more care of the baby that day or something, you're always like, oh, I feel bad. I feel like you've been watching the baby more that day. I'm like, I'm his mom. I'd like to be with him 24/7. It doesn't matter.
But like I feel like when I'm leaving the house, I do feel guilty. I feel guilty, and I'm not. It's not like I'm going anywhere. I'm literally going down the street with my other 2 buddies.
We just miss him when we're gone from him. I feel like
we do. We just miss him. Plus, I don't want to have the guilt of you been saying, oh, you went out this night. So
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I know. But I rarely go out anymore, but when I do, I still feel guilty.
I know. We just are so obsessed with Cruz. It's like crazy.
And I love that you go out. I want you to go out.
Well, I need my alone time and you need your alone time because we are together 24/7. We work together, play together.
Sleep together, eat together.
We do everything together. So it's good for me to have girl time sometimes and good for you to have your guy time.
Yeah.
I think that's important in relationships too because like sometimes I'm like, can you just go out with your friends?
I don't care who you are. You're going to bicker. When you spend as much time as you and I do together.
We're always together.
I know people, I probably bicker in front of people that I probably shouldn't. You and I will have an argument.
Embarrassing.
But you have to understand, like I said, we live together, we sleep together, we play together, we eat, we do everything together. So we're going to get on each other's nerves. That's gonna happen.
But then also, if you're gone from me for too long, I like miss you.
Right. The same thing. Like there was a time, I think the last time you went to Kentucky, you're like, do you mind if I go to Kentucky? I'm gonna bring the baby. And I was kind of like, no, actually, that's a good idea. You're like, why don't you go away? It'll give me a couple days, whatever. And
I think I was gone like 2 days.
You were gone. No, what happened is I think you were gone a week, right? And I was like, okay, I think I can do this. It's fine, right? And no, actually, I was really. I'm sorry. I was excited about it. I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have my alone time. I'm gonna be in the house. I get to do stuff around the house. I get to do whatever I want, watch whatever I want, eat whatever I want, mow the yard. I think I lasted 2 days, and I was like, I can't do this. I ended up flying to Kentucky. It was like, I just can't be without them. As much as sometimes you guys drive me crazy, and I drive you crazy. We just were this like, I'm used to the chaos. I'm used to our lifestyle that I just being silent and being by myself with silence was almost worse than our chaos. I think the chaos eases my mind more than silence. if that makes any sense.
There's just always something going on, and then you're just there by yourself when you're used to me and Cruz always being there.
There was nothing. It was silence. I was able to do what I want, but I'm like, I don't know if I like this. I'm like, I finally get to do what I want whenever I want. And I'm like, this is just not for me. I need the chaos. Bring them back.
You're like, Brittany, I want to come to Kentucky.
I know. I didn't even know what to do with myself. It's so bad. It's gotten to the point where it's so bad that I'm so used to you telling me what to do. And
that sounds terrible.
I know it sounds terrible, but I enjoy. Listen, I'm a grown man. If I didn't like you telling me what to do, I wouldn't do it. So,
True.
But I'm just so used to like my schedule of my role in our relationship and what I have to do, and like me being told what to do, that when it doesn't happen, I feel lost. Like I don't know what to do with myself. I literally don't know what to do with my time, and it freaks me out.
I know when you called, I still had to book your flight and get you.
Yeah, I mean, she has to do it because I really don't know how to do anything without her. So if I didn't have Brittany, I don't know where I'd be right now.
Oh, I
don't know where I'd be.
On the topic of Jax figuring things out, Ada11314, Brittany, wants to know the most romantic thing Jax has ever done for you.
God, this has been a while.
Jax is not very romantic. This is something we talk about a lot because I'm like, just do something romantic for me. You know you're not that romantic.
I know. I'm more like, I like to buy my way out of things.
He's like, he does bring me flowers and he does do
jewelry.
like sweet things like that.
But can we backtrack?
I love orchids. He gets my orchids repotted and stuff for me a lot.
You know what? I bought handbags. I bought
being
orchids.
Romantic isn't about buying things. Being romantic is being romantic. It's not just buying presents.
I know. You're right.
I just want maybe one day since I'm the one who schedules everything, maybe one day you do like a cute little picnic for me, or do like something, something like that. Like that's what I mean by romantic. It doesn't have to be buying things because of course I love bags and shoes and stuff.
I know,
but that's not what romance is.
You know what? And I am. When I put my mind to it, I am. I put the romance on the back burner. I put romance on the back burner. I'm not blaming our son at all, but that has a little bit to do with it.
He's first always now.
And I think I just sometimes I do take you for granted. I do take what I have for granted, and I got to remember that,
I think every couple does that.
I know, and I forget sometimes, you know what? Just buying you jewelry and handbags and shoes is not going to win you over. It does a lot.
I love it.
I still love it. Let me tell you. But you know what? Going the extra mile.
I could do more romantic things for you too. So we both need to work on that. But I will say one of the most romantic things that you did for me, I can't remember if it was Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, or my birthday. I can't even remember what it was. But we had a little tiny dog. She's passed away, unfortunately. Can't get too much into it or I'll start crying. I'm an emotional wreck over losing my dog Sophie. But we had Sophie, and she was like 2.5 pounds, 3 pounds at the max, right? And Jax goes and gets a bunch of helium balloons, and he puts them on little Sophie, and she comes into the room, and she's like lifted off the ground because she's so little with all these balloons off of her coming into the room. It was really sweet, and it makes me want to cry because I miss her so much. But that was one of my favorite things that you've done. It was like my little floating dog just came into the room with a bunch of heart balloons everywhere. It was really cute.
Reminded me of the movie Up.
Yes, it was so sweet. Oh, man. Poor little Sophie, though. I swear, losing her was really, really hard on us. And I think that's something else that's interesting to talk about is because we've grieved so differently over the loss of our dog. Like, I know you're sad about it and everything, but me, I'm having
you grieve
I'm having a really hard time.
You grieve differently over a lot of majority of
I'm a lot more of an empath than you are. Like, I didn't even want my lemon tree to die. Like, I'm very...
Oh, God, let's not talk about the freaking lemon tree in the backyard.
I'm very, very, very emotional. And, like, losing Sophie was just like super hard for me, and I'll just think about her randomly and start crying, and I feel like it almost makes you feel uncomfortable because I get so upset.
I get really uncomfortable with death. I get really uncomfortable with humans, with animals, whatever. I just get really uncomfortable. Like it didn't even soak in with me when my father passed away.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
For the while. Like I deal with it my own way. There is no right way. There is no wrong way.
Yeah,
I deal with it.
Well, that's what I mean. We just grieve so differently. Like I'm very you see me I'm crying and I can't stop for a little while, and like I just feel like you're very I know you were sad, and I know
but I don't
when you went and picked up her toys from like the pet hospital and stuff. I know that you had your little private moment then.
Yeah, it hit me at that time.
Yeah, but for me, like I'll see a picture of her and I just bawl in tears, or what happened with Sophie is she she went into kidney failure, and like 2 days she was gone. So it just happened so fast. And losing a pet is like losing a family member, especially for me, because I just love my dog so much. And it's just been it's been a month now, and I still cry, and I could cry right now if I really thought about it too much. But Jackson gets so embarrassed from me. But I will say that I had a dream about her, and it was so real. Like I was laying in my bed where I was actually having the dream, and she was there like licking my face, and I was petting her, and I just woke up, and I was so happy during my dream. I just woke up bawling, crying. And I feel like that's something a lot of people who lose a pet or a family member or anything, I feel like they always feel like they get a little visit from them to let them know that they're okay.
But
we
did find her. We gave her a lot longer life than she probably would have had. And we did the best we can with her. We gave her such a good life.
She had a good life, and she was the best.
You know, so she's with God now. And we have her ashes.
Yes.
And
my poor little baby.
And by the way, if you're in a relationship like Brittany and I, where you both deal with death differently, this is a good way to navigate the situation, because it can be different. It can be tough. Brittany and I's situation and how we deal things is very different. But we try the best we can, and it's just a very tough subject. Death is a very tough subject to talk about and to deal with. But this is how we deal with it. And take what you want from it. You
have to just be there for each other, because like I said, I'm very, very vocal about my feelings, and like I'll cry, and you're a lot more bottled up. So
and I kind of, when I see that she's getting like this, I kind of
try to change the subject.
I'll change the subject, or I'll walk away, or I'll kind of just let her have her moment, because I'm not good. I'm personally not good with that kind of thing when it comes to death and stuff. I don't know how to act. I'm like that awkward person in a room that doesn't know what to do with their hands or something. I just don't know what to do, and I get really weird. So I kind of just usually leave the room, or I'll just kind of let her have their time, and then she'll be like, okay, I'm okay now.
Yeah, I think I just have to cry it out sometimes.
Yeah. And like I said, everybody's different. There's no right or wrong way to deal with this kind of thing. So that's how we deal with it. And, a lot of times, like I said, you just usually have your moment, or you'll call your mom or something like that. I wish I could be different about it. It's just who I am. I bottle it up, and I let it out in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll hear a song. Usually it's when I'm by myself is when I feel it. Like when my father passed away, I used to do these Sunday drives. I have an old Corvette that I bought my father that I got back when he passed away. And I used to go on these Sunday drives. I used to be part of this car club. And that's kind of was my time to kind of talk to my father and deal with it that way. I try to use different ways of letting it out. Because like I said, I'm different about it. And, when I go to church is another time that I like to talk to my father. But everybody's different about it. Everyone, goes about it their own way. There's no right or wrong way, but this is how we do it. I hope maybe this can help somebody if they're listening.
Yeah. Because we definitely handle things completely different. Even other things, we have different ways of handling things. Like if we're getting in a really bad fight or something, it's easier just to let you, like you're talking about me grieving, and where I just have to cry it out and let me have my moment.
Right.
Whenever you're mad about something, you have to go have your moment away from me, because if not, we're just going to boil over and just keep arguing and arguing and arguing instead, if we walk away from each other, cool off.
Right.
We're going to be over it by the time you get back together. You know what I mean? You're over it.
We don't ever let it last more than an hour. We'll just say, hey, what do you want to go get to eat? Or we'll change the subject really quick. But I know for me, the best thing...
You have to cool off.
I have to cool off. I was born with no fuse. Mm-hmm. I have a very, very short temper.
And that can be hard to deal with.
And it's very hard to deal with. So I like to go on walks. I'll go walk around the block. She'll be like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going for a walk.
You'll go listen to a podcast.
I'll go listen to a podcast. Yeah. I'll go listen to one of my favorite dad podcasts or something. And I'll just go for a walk and take some time, because it's just, even when you argue and then you're right, are you really right at the end of the day? And is it worth being right? Like I've gotten to notice, like, gosh, sometimes I'm so angry at Brittany.
And you rage text. And I hate your rage text.
And I'm like, I know for a fact that I'm right. But even if I am right, is it really worth being right? Because
nope.
Not really. Okay, so you prove your point and you're right. Okay, so now what? So she's mad at you for the rest of the day?
sometimes it can make it worse instead of just like cooling off, you know? You can make it worse, things worse.
And I've learned it's really, really tough for me. I have this trait where I like just to go off and I like to just yell and scream, and I need to not do that, especially now having a son.
Yes, we can't do that.
I don't ever want to argue in front of my son. I don't ever want to yell in front of my son. I just don't think that's right. And my way of dealing with it lately is just literally going for a walk, and that kind of helps me the most, because we live in a neighborhood and I'll just go walk around the block, and usually it'll take me about 10-15 minutes and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just get really heated, and I just need to learn to control that.
We were actually asking my mamaw because, you know, my papaw passed away a couple years ago, but my mamaw just was in town for Cruz's birthday party, and we were asking because, you know, I think she married my papaw whenever she was 16, and they were married all the way up until he passed away. We were asking like some marriage advice from her, and she was like, your papa always says, she's even more country than me sometimes, she's like, your papa always said never go to bed angry. Remember, she was saying stuff like that, and it's just sweet to hear from couples that like lasted for so long, you know.
What makes it work? How did you make it work for so long? I mean, we're 8 years in. We're talking to people that got 40-50 years in, which I can't even imagine, you know. I just can't even imagine losing somebody after that long. So, it's nice to talk to them. It gives them a little bit of wisdom, you know. They did it, you know, so.
Yeah, and their advice is just like great. So
good question.
Next week, I want to do like the troll of the week, where people write like really mean comments, and I want to call them out and like argue about it.
I was thinking about that.
Being on a reality TV show, people are always mean to us. Like, it doesn't matter what we do. I always say, like, even God could have Instagram and he's still going to get a lot of hate in his comments. Like, it's like a whole thing. Like, no matter what you do, people are going to try to come at you and sit in their basements and just be a troll. And I cannot stand trolls.
For sure.
It's a whole thing I want to go into.
I just don't understand where these people, like 30 years, 20 years ago, where these people didn't exist. You give them a little bit of social media, and now they feel like they need to comment on everything. Like, I don't understand people who leave reviews on restaurants, people who leave this on that. Like, who has the time to sit around and leave an essay about why you didn't like the pasta at Olive Garden? Like, who has that kind of time? And who has that kind of time to leave a message to somebody whom you don't even know, who you never met, and be like, you are this, this, and this.
Or like how you look or how you dress or like anything, like commenting on over the way that you look and stuff. Like, it's like, why? I would not go to you. Actually, people come to my page and are like, oh, you look fat, or oh, you look this, or oh, your lips are blah, blah, blah. And then like, I would never go to their page and comment something under their photo like that. Like, it's just weird, so weird to me. And I just worry also, going more into trolls, I worry about the future, because all these kids, like, they get bullied at school and then they go home and they're going to be bullied on social media. They don't have a way to get away from the trolls and the meanness and all of that stuff. So it's a whole different world from what we grew up in. Whenever we grew up, I think I had MySpace in 8th grade, you know? So it wasn't like I grew up all the time on social media like that. So
and we're going to have to figure out a way, because, you know, our son is getting older, and we're going to have to figure out a way to control that and to watch
teach him that people are going to be mean no matter what you do, and that there's trolls out there who are going to hate on you. I mean, people hate under our comments, people hate under our photos, under everything, just because they want to get a rise out of you. And it's like they don't eat. It's just no matter what we do, we're always going to get that, since we were on reality TV, and it's so crazy.
And I always say your haters are your biggest fans.
Yep, they're probably listening.
Are your biggest fans.
I'm sure our haters are listening right now.
And those are the ones that actually, you know, keep you going. Because I always say, if they're not talking about you, you should be worried. That's when you should be worried, is when they're not talking about you. So
but we also have really good fans out there, too.
We do have some amazing fans, but there's always going to be those people that like to comment and leave their 2 cents.
Even that no one asked.
I know. I know. The big one for me is like, how come you don't get a real job? Well, you know, I think what I do is a real job. I don't. You know, I got to pay my mortgage. Real job. Yeah. I got to pay my mortgage.
How
somehow.
do you make money now? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, are you kidding me?
I would never ask somebody how you make money.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be like, so how do you make money now? My go-to thing is when people ask me that, I always say we have a lemonade stand. We have a lemonade stand every other weekend between 2 and 5.
Yeah, but I definitely, like, I'm going to start doing troll of the week. I'm going to start calling out some of the comments that we get, and I'm going to argue back to these people, because I know I'm a nice person and I do not deserve this. No, I'm just kidding. But still, I just want to call out the trolls because we got to do better. People have got to do better. I don't get all this shaming and stuff. I'm just not like that. I'm a positive person. I love having positive energy and great vibes around me. And I don't know what's wrong with people.
People are going to be people. I know. It's always going to happen.
Sitting in their basement, just hating on people without even a profile picture. It's just insane.
But you have to understand what kind of a sad world they live in.
Yeah.
They must be very not happy with themselves.
That's true. It makes me feel bad for them. And one of my favorite things to do to a troll, like if they comment something about like me or something like that, I like to go to their page sometimes and see that they have a child, and I'll be like commented underneath like a photo of their kid or something, be like, oh my God, your child is so beautiful. I hope that they never have to deal with trolls like you are being to me right now, because then that really wakes them up like, oh my God, somebody can be doing this to my kid one day, which this adult grown woman is doing to me on social media. So I think it really wakes people up sometimes.
Every time I've had it and I call people out, they cry. I'll get direct messages. I'm so sorry. I never mean to do it. Can you please take it down? Other people are coming at me because you left a comment.
Yeah.
People don't understand. You leave a comment on one of our pages, and I'm going to comment back. We have a kind of a big following. So people that are our fans are going to come after you as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. It's not a nice feeling.
And like them getting a response back that they don't like, they're like, oh my God, please take it down. But yet we have to deal with that all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of good and a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Back and forth there. But I definitely am going to start doing Troll of the Week. That's going to be fun.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you next week. This is Jax.
And Brittany, when reality hits.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Thanks, guys. See you next Tuesday.
See what's screaming all month long during Pluto TV's April Ghouls. Watch hauntingly good movies like Evil Dead and Cloverfield, or terrifying shows like The Walking Dead and Nosferatu. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of channels with thousands more movies and TV shows. Available on live and on demand. Download the free Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.